All right, what's on the bench? I actually didn't have something nice like this. I might have other ones, but this is an attenuator. But I have a whole bunch of SMA attenuators for RF work, but this is kind of like for voltage work on an oscilloscope. This one's made by hand. You get these for like $5. It's a 20-to-1 attenuator. Bandwidth is 10 megahertz. We'll test that. Input resistance is 1.053 megohms. That's pretty specific. So it's super high impedance. It's not a 50 ohm attenuator. It's a 1 megohm resistor. 1 megohm. Now it'll be 1 megohm on one side, but not 1 megohm on the other side. All right. And so let's go ahead and measure the resistors and see if that makes sense. All right, let's see here, 2-wire ohms. Let's get some probes out. Let's see. So I'm going to measure through. Okay, so from the input to the output, it's 1 megohm, right? 0.998. So 1 megohm through the device. Now, what about to ground? Okay, so on this side, it is 1.05 megohms as per the front of the thing. This is 1.05. And then if we go to the other end, let's see if I can hold this with my fingers. It is 56K. 56K. All right, let's remember those numbers. All right, 1.05, 0.998, and 56K. Okay, so an attenuator is just a resistive divider. That's all it is. Sometimes they're a little bit fancy, but not in this particular one. It's going to look like this. Okay. This is going to be in, and this is going to be out, okay? And it's going to look like this, all right? And we're going to have a 1 megohm resistor here and a 56K resistor here. And that's why we're measuring a little bit more when we go to ground. So through, it's 1 megohm. Through is like this. And then the other one starts to ground. So looking in this way, it sees the 56. Looking in this way, it sees 1 meg plus 56, right? All right, let's get out a calculator. And we have 105600 56. There we go, 0. So we have 105. Anyway, we got that number there, and then we have 56, and we take 1 over that. We get, oops, I just messed it up. Shoot. I'm pushing into my months. You know, if you ever get a chance, try to do videos where you're trying to film and talk and calculate and write and be coherent and not stutter, and it's just a pain in the patootie. Okay, so we have 0.998, and we had 0.056. Add those together, we had that. Okay, 1.05, which makes sense. Okay, and that's what's written on it. 1.054, and if we take a look at our little thing, it said 1.053. Okay, so fine. All right, so now we have 0.998, and we have 0.056. We'll add those together, and then we have 0.056. We'll divide those. We get 18.8. 18.8. Instead of 20, we have 18.8. Okay, and we will measure it and see what we got. Now, before we start measuring, I do want to also have you think about some other things. So, there were some little rings that held things together, and I've removed those so I can take the lid off. I can take the lid off. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this is just a piece of plastic, and take the piece of plastic on over here. Hopefully. Oh, this is really stuck on. Oh, there's a little thing there. Okay, there. All right, so let's zoom in here. We're expecting to see 2 resistors, okay? And what do we see? Well, we see 5 things, okay? And that might be surprising. And we have 1 resistor, and we have 2 resistors, and we have 3 capacitors. What in the heck are capacitors doing in a thing like this? That doesn't make no sense, right? All right, so let's reach in here with our ohm meter. We should be measuring the same things, but let's go ahead and measure this resistor right here. He's 0.998, so he's the through. And then this little guy over here is the 56, and he goes to ground, okay? So let's look at what we got here. Okay, so we have 1 capacitor here. Okay, we have 1 capacitor across the input one. And then we have two down here across that resistor. So this resistor has a capacitor across it, and this resistor has two capacitors across it, but it's just acting as one. They're just in parallel. All right, this is called a compensated attenuator. Compensated attenuator. If you look at what this thing is accomplishing, you have maybe a low impedance driving this thing. And then that goes into the scope, okay? So over here is an oscilloscope, okay, right? And inside the oscilloscope, there's going to be a capacitor to ground, all right? And that capacitance to ground, if you go through a 1 meg resistor and then through that capacitor, that's a low-pass filter, all right? And so that's going to make your attenuator not work very well. It's going to act like a low-pass filter instead of an attenuator. It won't be flat with frequency. All right. So they put some capacitors over here to compensate for that. So the compensation, like this one and this one, are balanced. Okay, so that everything works good. And you can read up about compensated attenuators, but that's what's going on here. That's why there's so much stuff in here, okay? So let me put it back together, and then we will measure it. All right, I mentioned the word compensated, and you might think, oh, scope probes have a compensation adjustment. So a scope probe is a 10-to-1 attenuator, right? It's a probe, but it's a 10-to-1 a scope probe, right? This one's 10, says on it, it's 10-to-1. And so it has a resistive divider in here. There's the resistor in the oscilloscope and the resistor in here, and the two divide one another, and you get a 10-to-1 division here. And you have to do the same thing. It would act like a low-pass filter unless you compensate it. So the compensation of the scope probe is exactly this. If you ever look at a schematic of the insides of a scope probe, you will see capacitors. And one of these capacitors is adjustable, that one there, and you do compensation. All right, so let's test out our attenuator here and see if it is what it is. We'll put it here. Okay, let's see. Let's do a preset. Let's turn on the generator. Let's see. Let's turn this on. I want to be able to see it. Turn it on. Let's do a. That's in the way. Let's do a one volt peak to peak. Let's do a sine wave 1 volt peak to peak. There we go, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that should be on. I have it going into channel 5, so let's turn on channel 5. Oh, there it is. We'll turn off channel 1. We don't care about him anymore. Let's trigger on channel 5. All right, there we go. And should be plus or minus 5, right? So let's go back to the generator. We'll just do 2 volts. Then we can, it's easier on my brain to do the, I could type it in, but it's easy. There we go. 2 volts peak to peak. Okay, there. So now it goes up to 1 volt, down to minus 1 volt, right? So a nice excursion. And what is our generator running? It's running at 10 megahertz. So let's run it slower because the attenuator is only good to 1 megahertz. So let's to 10 megahertz. Let's change this to 1 megahertz. All right. And so there's 1 megahertz. Okay, fine. All right, so let's put in the attenuator. And we'll run the through the attenuator. We should get plus or minus 100 millivolts. Okay. And it is, 20 to 1. It's a 20 to 1, so it's 1/5. So we should get plus or minus 100, well, plus or minus 50, right? And it is, right, about plus or minus 50. It's a little bit more than 50, okay? Which is probably because it's not exactly 20. It's only 18.8. So let's see if we can calculate that. Let's go ahead and measure. Let's see. Let's measure for a vertical thing. Let's measure, oops, what am I doing here? That's not it. Measure. Okay, we're going to add a measurement. And we're going to do peak-to-peak voltage. Let's see here, amplitude. Let's see if there's a peak-to-peak. Yeah, peak-to-peak. Let's add this. We'll add it to source 5 and add. Okay, there we go. We have, let me add statistics so we can get a better number here. Measure peak to peak. Statistics. Let's turn statistics on. There we go. Oops. Now it went away. I think I turned it off. Measure peak to, yeah, make a little checkbox here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now we can look here at the mean. The mean is 112.59. Okay, so let's go back to our paper. Okay, 112.59, and it should be 100, okay? And so we get out our calculator, and let's see here, let's see now, what do I want to do? I gotta think. Okay, we need to divide this by 2. Okay, so 112.59, divide that by 2. Okay, so 56.29, it should be 50, all right? And if we started with 1, okay, and we divide that by 0.05629, we get 17.7 instead of 18.8. I don't know, maybe I did the math wrong. But anyway, you see that it's not exactly 20 to 1. It is something a little bit more. I mean, it lets through a little bit more. Anyway, let's test the frequency now, okay? Let's see here. Let's go to the generator, frequency, and we will go zoom, 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 and then it should start to roll off. Oh, Well, it keeps going. There we go. It's starting to roll off now. This thing only goes up to 50 megahertz, but I don't know. Seems like it's better than 10 megahertz. Seems like it's better than 10 megahertz. Let's go ahead and change our sine to a square wave. Yeah, we can see kind of the rolly. They might be looking at this. Okay, generator here, frequency. Let's take it to 10 megahertz. Yeah, they might just be looking at when it starts to roll off a square wave. So here's 10 megahertz, and then it starts to turn into a sine wave at 20 megahertz. So I think that's what they're doing. They're just telling you that it's going to reproduce things fairly well up to 10 megahertz. Anyway, there you go. All right, well, that was thing of the day. It was a Handtech attenuator. They come in handy every once in a while. You want to not overdrive your scope. You want to attenuate something. And it is high impedance, right? All the other attenuators are low impedance. So why aren't 50 ohm attenuators have capacitors in them? Why aren't they compensated? Because it's 50 ohms. You know, a few puff, 10 picofarads, whatever, 20 picofarads isn't going to matter at 50 ohms for low frequencies. Now, as you move higher and higher, if you go up into the 20 gigahertz attenuators and stuff, yeah, there's some black magic going on in there. They will actually have compensated built in. You won't see a physical capacitor, but you'll see a stub or a trace that's a little bit wider. They'll add inductance, they'll add capacitance to try to smooth out those filters as well. So yeah, they will try to compensate them as well, but you won't see a discrete component in there. Anyway, there you go.